Dusty Records, Munder Loops, Forest Tales, 2021. Welcome back to Hybrid Theory. I'm Aurian Archive. And once again, we rejoin Rabbitanium and Pandemonium on their quest to level 50. Alright, uh, let's see. Let's do her mission first. Stop damming in the riverbed and go defeat a bunch of trolls. Alright, let's get you up in the air. Set on follow, and off we go. Okay, a little bit of something different tonight. For the past several years, since I think 2014 or so, actually, the keyboard I've primarily been using with my media server, or the various home theater PC that I've built over time, has been a Razer Black Widow Tournament Edition. And not that anything's wrong with the keyboard. I've killed a number of Razers over the years. They just most Razers have just never stood up, and I always found the customer service when something was going funky to be less than satisfactory. Like I kind of expect it to be able to get switches to replace the switches in the keyboards. I mean, that's something that you'd think would be you would plan ahead of time to make sure that if it came down to it, if you uh, were, hang on, if you were knowingly, going to make a keyboard, you'd try to make it at least repairable. Maybe not necessarily by the end user, but at least by the company that made it. But Razer keyboards weren't ever exactly designed to be repaired by the end user. But oh well, the Black Widow tournament was never my day-to-day driver. I simply only used it occasionally whenever I was editing information on the Plex server. And I think if I, all right, sorry, I'm kind of thinking out loud here, and I'll go into as I talk more about the keyboard. I think hopefully the picture will become clearer. As I mentioned in a previous live stream, I picked up a lap board. I'd have to go bring up the monitor to see who made it. But it basically is supposed to be a small wooden desk that sits in your lap while you're in a place where there's no other convenient desk. And well, the Black Widow tournament was just a little too large to use comfortably with a mouse and sit in the chair in front of the TV and use that to access whatever was on the screen. Do I like that position? No, I don't. All right. So what's going on is not that anything's wrong with the Razer, not that it's failed on me or any way. It's still working perfectly well. Nothing at all wrong with it. I saw a micro keyboard on drop.com from who made this? TKO Kinesis Gaming. A company I've never heard of. But the it looked interesting. It was a lighted RGB keyboard, micro size, dimensions, sound, holding up a tape measure, it looked like it was smaller than the Razer. 1 second. Excuse me. See if an antihistamine helps with the clacking and sniffling. Okay, anyway, so, wow, this is funky. Uh, and Drop was selling them for, I think, about $120 a pop. And, well, compared to the keyboards that I've normally bought in the past, the DOSes that I've fell in love with, that DOS keyboard. Uh, I mean, it's like I loved my Division Zero, except the where your thumb would fall on the spacebar. My hand was just the right size that my thumb would always hit the decorative mounting key. The wasn't an Allen key screw, but definitely was something a little funky. Would just where my fingers would nominally fall was right on top of that little screw, just sitting on the edge of the keyboard, and that kind of made the DOS Division Zero a little difficult to use, or a little painful to use, or a little annoying to use for extended periods of time. Well, uh, at some point, I think DOS did like the 5Q, the Cloud Connected Keyboard. And I got one of those, and that was I'd have to go look at Kickstarter to see how much I spent, but it was not a purchase I regret. The 5Q Cloud is still my daily driver. I use it every single day. It's my primary keyboard. But when I saw this TKO Kinesis, and I kind of went, it's smaller than the Razor. It looks like it might fit on this little lap board a little easier. So I bought one. And I've actually spent a good part of the day playing Outriders on the Xbox Series X with it, and so far I've been mostly pleased. And okay. If you haven't seen the TKO Kinesis, and this may be one of those where if I remember to put a link in the description later, uh, the TKO Kinesis actually ships with a split spacebar. There are three different keys where the spacebar would normally be, which is a little weird. Uh, but it seems to be a little helpful for quick spacing, like where is the V and the C, where is the B. I now like have an extra reference point where my thumb normally sits, so well, that's not too bad. Let's see if I can pull one of these Pumis. We're gonna swap to efficient mode, pop you, and together with, okay, there we go. My regeneration is now something a little bit more than nothing. Alright, back up, Rabbit. Uh, and boom. Okay, why are you still firing? Okay, Rabbit, give me another. How do I want to do this? See, there's a big guy right there. I'm not entirely sure that I can handle all of the Pumis at once. So anyways, I'm kind of getting used to how this new keyboard feels. The keys are Koei box, something supposed to be like a linear feel, and well, they I'm tempted to, reference a Bugs Bunny cartoon. So what? It's mechanical. Yeah, like I can do a New Jersey accent. There we go. Nope, the sniffling's back. Alright. A little bit closer. A little bit closer, little rabbit. Anyways. Yep. Looks like he's bringing a friend along. Ooh, two friends. Yeah, this is what I was kind of worried about. is a few too many puma sites running around the corner. These guys aggro like crazy. Anyway, so the TKO Kinesis is a definitely much smaller compact. I mean, I've had hands on with a drop alt a few weeks ago. Uh, I pointed the alt keyboard to somebody who was looking for a media setup of their own, and I fell in love with the linear switches that they got. These switches aren't quite the same. Um, but hey, I was doing pretty good in Outriders. It felt like I had pretty good control. Felt like I had a pretty good handle on where the activation points were. Oh, this may be a little hard. I may be about to debt whether or not I want to. Flee, little rabbit, flee! Oh yeah, here comes a whole bunch of them. Rush of the Poomies. Yeah, sort of like, yeah, that's exactly what I was worried about happening. And without a taunt aura, well, without a proper taunt aura yet, I don't have evolving armor or whirling hand, so I really don't have a way to generate a AoE taunt to keep these guys close. I'm pretty sure I could survive them straight out. Is handling the XC out there like just focused in on Rabbit? Is like I'm having to try and work the gauntlet and try and get him to focus on me. But it may not be enough. Let's get my inspirations up and get some healing going here. Okay. Pretty sure I'm going to make it through this alright. Yeah, it was a little close. I may just have to start taking whatever enhancements I can get as drops and just rolling with them. Because this is getting painful. Okay, I think I made it through that. Okay, anyway, so the keyboard. The TKO Kinesis, I am kind of liking it. It did, like the alt that I had hands on, did come in a neat carrying case. Uh, One advantage I will give the alt, drops alt over the TKO Kinesis is the drop alt has two USB Type-C ports, so if you are on a small device, you aren't losing, uh, well, oh boy. Here we go again. Alright, let's put them on their butt for a second. Knock off some of that. Whoa. No, I don't want to exit Steam. Oh, and No, 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 no. Do not focus on my defender. Please do not focus on my defender. Yeah, you can see that those two Pumis are just... would you two leave her alone? Pay attention to me. Alright, let's slot whatever I can. Alright, sleep doesn't do me good. Okay, accuracy. Yeah, let's get some accuracy going. Nothing I can combine it with. Not really hurting on the endurance yet. Whoa, whoa, whoa. What's attacking me? Hi. Alright. Alright. Okay. Oh, something's back. Hi. Where'd you two come from? Don't answer that. I already know the answer. Okay. So we need tech. I really need tech accuracy. Oh, there's a tech accuracy. Come here. Where are you? Tech accuracy. Don't really need the endurance yet. Tech damage. Tech damage. Tech accuracy. Wait, are both of these tech? No, according to her, she's a science. Tech accuracy. Okay. So a couple of science accuracies down here. Ooh. Science healing. Science accuracy. Science damage. Wait, that's a science accuracy. She can use the science accuracy. That was also science accuracy. According to that, I should be able to use. Okay, there we go. science damage. You can use that. Alright. Alright. That may make this a little easier. Maybe. Alright. Anyways, the primary point of running a stream this late wasn't because I couldn't sleep. I'm actually about ready to just fall asleep right now. But mostly to give the keyboard a workout and talk a little bit about the keyboards. Oh, back up, back up, back up. However, I'm just kind of struggling to come up with anything besides saying, it's working. I got a little bit more room on the little lap desk. I've actually got a lot more room comparatively speaking. And if you're wondering kind of why I swapped from defensive to efficient, is because efficient will boost the recovery or the regeneration, and combined with frostwork, I get a little bit more regeneration out, so it's easier to recover from a fight. Alright. I'm going to try and finish the mission, even though I'm starting to get a pretty bad case of keyboard head. Oh, friggity, 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 friggity. Back up, back up, back up. Oh. Would you two leave my rabbit alone? Although, to be fair, it's not like Pumasites ever paid attention to aggro to begin with. These guys are just annoying. Come on, heal! Well, looks like I'm heading for the hospital. Come on, Rabbit, get out of here. Get out of there, Rabbit. I'm gonna head for the hospital and call it a night. Pick up some more slots tomorrow. And then we'll be back with Rabbit and Panda on the new keyboard. I guess I should have like some final thoughts, and I don't. Okay, going back to, I do have something to say. One of the reasons why the TKO Kinesis interested me is that apparently you can replace the switches on it, so that if something does happen, you're not out a $150, $180 keyboard, which is good from my point of view. I mean, it's like I keep looking at the Alt keyboard and going, I've had hands-on with one. I really want one. But right now, I don't need one. I've got two perfectly good keyboards in addition to the 5Q Cloud, which, well, I've never really used the cloud functions on to begin with, so whoop-de-doo woozy. Um, so we're just gonna kind of tap it there, uh, and I'll get some more time in with the TKO, and hopefully maybe I'll have something more to say about it. Other than, well, it's not driving me bonkers. What I was talking about earlier is the split keyboard design. It is taking a little bit getting used to having, excuse me, three different buttons instead of a single spacebar. Um, and I guess if I went to the point where I was doing custom makers or something like that, I might see a little bit more value in it from a programming standpoint. But I'm also kind of the point where if you're doing macros on your keyboard, then something's broken the game that you're playing. If you're having to do special functions that are bound to a special key, something's broken on your keyboard because you've got it's a keyboard. You've already got loads of button combinations to begin with. You got your Control Alt Shift modifiers. You've got your F keys. Well, okay, this is one thing where the Razer does have the function keys, whereas the function keys there's no separate row on function keys, which is also why this Kinesis has such a smaller form factor. Now, that being said, uh, a fair number of the games that I can think of that I've played recently, I don't think I've ever actually used the function keys at all. Uh, it's just you're not using Control Alt F1 for much of anything, so maybe not such a big loss. Um, but as I said, I'll get some more time in on it, and well, have more, hopefully clearer thought to say on it. But for right now, this is Aurian